Hey, today's video is all about Fluent CRM. If you're a course creator or a coach, you will need a customer relationship management tool which can also send emails to your subscribers, your leads, and also your clients. So we are going to explore Fluent CRM today. I'm going to show you the free version, and I'm also going to show you some of the features of the pro version so you can decide if you really want the pro version, or maybe for your purposes the free version is good enough. Okay, I'm going to show you some cool things here. I'm going to show you some automations that can be done and how Fluent CRM can really help you save money and also save you time in your WordPress business. So let's get into it. So I am in the backend of this demo website that I've just formed. What I'm going to do is go into plugins, go to add new plugin, and I'm going to search for Fluent. So we have this email marketing newsletter and automation tool from Fluent CRM. Let's install that now. I also recommend that you also have Fluent SMTP, because Fluent CRM is the CRM tool and it is going to use your WordPress website in order to send emails. So you will need to have an email service provider such as either Amazon AWS, SendGrid, Sendinblue, or Brevo, or Mailgun, one of these email SMTP servers that is going to be connected to your website, and then Fluent CRM is going to send emails through that SMTP server. Now there are multiple plugins available to do the same. I highly recommend Fluent SMTP. I use that for my own business, also all of our client businesses. I think it's the easiest way that you can connect an email service to your WordPress website. So make sure that you have installed an SMTP server plugin. So in this case, it's going to be Fluent SMTP, and I also have installed Fluent CRM, and I'm going to activate it. All right. So Fluent CRM, the basic version, free, that is available in the WordPress repository, has been installed and activated. And then you see this Fluent CRM tab here. So what we do is, first of all, we come into the settings, and you will fill in your business name, your address, upload a logo. Okay, then let's go into the email settings, and it's going to ask you from which name are you going to send that. So fill in your business name once again, the name that you want in the email, and also the email address. Now for this purpose, I have not set up the SMTP yet, but I already have an Amazon AWS account. I use Amazon AWS for sending my emails, and I have integrated it in my business using the Fluent SMTP plugin itself. Okay, so I'm going to fill in those emails here. So for this case, for my case, it's going to be admin@5xsalesfunnel.com. That is the email I use to send all my emails. Then you can have a reply name here and also a reply to email. This is the default email footer where the unsubscribe button is going to be there. I recommend at this point just keep it as it is, and let's save the changes. Okay, settings are saved. Let's go into general settings. And in general settings, I recommend that you keep the sync between WP user data and Fluent CRM contact data to be active, and also they delete Fluent CRM contact. These two should be checked in. So what happens here is that when you create a new WordPress user, let's say somebody has subscribed to one of your newsletters, or somebody has added themselves in to your WordPress user base, they are going to be automatically synced into the Fluent CRM as well. And then if you delete one of the users from your WordPress user base, you're deleting all that data. By checking in the second checkbox, you make sure that also the data in Fluent CRM is completely erased. Okay. And then it's asking you, when new contacts are created, what kind of a list and a tag would you want to assign it. So if you don't have anything created, what I recommend as a start is click the plus button and create at least one list, and you can call this all. So by default, everyone who is going to be created is going to go into this list called all. Okay, then you can create multiple lists as well. I'm going to show you what multiple lists you can create. You can have leads, you can have customers. So this way you can depend or differentiate your list. Consider the list as buckets of your customer information. Then there is the second option called tags. Now if you don't have anything at the moment, just leave it at blank and you don't need to create one. But later on, I'm going to show you where you can create new tags and how tags are going to be useful later on. If you want double opt-in, which means that when somebody is added to your Fluent CRM, they are not going to be automatically marked as subscribed. An email to that particular user is going to go, and that email has to double confirm that he is opting in to your email newsletters. So if you check this, any new contact added into your Fluent CRM database is not going to be automatically receiving all your emails. They have to one more time take another step by clicking on an subscribe button. Okay, that email is going to be sent automatically, and only if they click on that, only then they will be receiving your future newsletters. So this option is good if you want to really keep your email list clean, because when you're going to have new users, you should expect a little bit of junk emails. People will give false emails, so those kind of things will happen. If you're okay with it, keep it at single opt-in. Or if you really want to keep your email list clean, and also you are in a country where the regulations are calling for double opt-in, make sure that you check this box in. Alright, next is WP user-based role tag mapping. Now you can have that. At this moment, this is a little advanced case. We will not keep that, and we will save the settings here. Alright, then you have the next field called custom contact fields. Now Fluent CRM is a CRM, which means that you can have multiple contact information that is essential for your own business. For example, let's say that I would like to know what is the gender for my clients who is signing up. Okay, so if on the sign up form I want to ask a specific question, so I'm going to use Fluent Forms. I usually use Fluent Forms for all my signups. So in that, if I want to, let's say I'm a health coach and I need to know whether the visitor who's signing up is a male or a female. So in this way, I will only send relevant information to them. So what I can do is I can add a field in the Fluent Forms in the sign up form, and then in Fluent CRM, I'm going to add a custom field called gender. Okay, I'm going to add that. It's a single line text. And what I can later do is I can map that Fluent Form field. When somebody fills in up that gender as male, it's going to be automatically mapped into this customer relationship data itself. Okay, so that is how you can use custom fields. Now you can have unlimited custom fields here. Whatever is relevant or essential for your business, you can pick and choose from there. Next, we have smart links. It's a pro feature, so we'll not get into it right now. Then we have integration settings. There are multiple integrations available, but you will need to enable the pro version in order to get that. Okay, then you have the double opt-in settings. So if you decide to have double opt-in, then as I said, a new email is going to send to every new subscriber who has signed up to your form, and you can customize that email here, and only if they click on this button will they be marked as subscribed. Then we have this feature called incoming webhooks. So you can have information passing in from different APIs, different websites here, or from another part of this website itself as a webhook, and then you can get into giving special tags or adding your visitors to special lists. But that's a pro feature. We'll not discuss it at this time. I'll make possibly a separate video on that. Then here is managers. If you have the pro version, this will allow you to have other team members. Then we have the REST API. Let's not get into it now. There are tools, compliance, and here is where we have the SMTP and email service settings. So since I've also installed and activated Fluent SMTP, it is asking me to configure Fluent SMTP. And then if you're using Amazon SCS as your provider, now as you see, there are multiple servers, email service providers that you can use, and Fluent CRM has a dedicated documentation on how you can integrate each of this. So I'm using Amazon SCS, and then I have to ensure that certain settings have to be done so that if somebody marks your email as bounced or spam, these information come back to Fluent CRM, and the respective subscriber is automatically either unsubscribed or bounced. Okay, so there is a tutorial that they've given. Depending on which email service provider you're using, follow the tutorial and get that set up. And then we have this advanced features tab here. So these are some, I do not use any of these. So let's just click on update settings, and they have this small tooltip. So if you're interested, get into each one of them and then see what it is for. All right, so those are the basic settings. Next, let's go into the main part. Let's click on the dashboard of Fluent CRM and see what it is. So a dashboard will give you quick information on how many contacts you have, whether you've sent any campaigns to them, how many emails have gone, what kind of tags have you built, and are there any email templates. Okay, so let's get into one of them. This is just a quick overview of the information that Fluent CRM has. Then we have these tabs, which is the contacts, the list, and the tags. So let's click on contacts. And whenever you have a new contact added to your Fluent CRM, it's going to come here. So I have, as you see, created one dummy contact here. Now this contact has subscribed and bought one of our courses, and then I'm giving him a special tag. So as you see, I have put them under a list called customer. So let's go into the contact here and let's click on list first, and let's create a few lists. So as I said, I have created two lists. One list is all. So anybody who is subscribed or who is signing up to any of my forms is automatically going to go into the all list first. That's why I created the list. And then anybody who purchases something is going to become a customer. So that's how I have divided. Now, once again, Fluent CRM gives you the ability, even the basic version gives you the ability to create unlimited lists that you want. So depending on how you want to categorize your customer information or your lead or subscriber information, you can create multiple lists. So that is how lists are used. And then there is the second item, which is called tags. And tags are unique identifiers that you can add to each of your customer or each of your visitor or subscriber information within your CRM. So as you see here, for the sake of this tutorial, I have created a few tags here. Now, what I have done is I'm selling courses. So I have two courses at the moment. I call them the first paid course and the second paid course. So whenever somebody buys the 1 month access to my first paid course, I am giving them a special tag called first paid course 1 month. FPC stands for first paid course. And if somebody is buying a 1 year access, I'm giving them the tag FPC 1Y. Now each subscriber within my database can have multiple tags. I can add tags, I can remove tags, and I can also do this automatically so that relevant email sequences can be sent depending on what kind of tags they are in at that particular time. Okay, so this is how you do tags. Once again, even in the basic version of Fluent CRM, you can have multiple tags and you can create unlimited of them. So lists are like buckets of your customer information, and then tags are individual identifiers that you can add to your subscriber information or your client information. All right, so that's about contacts. Then if you come under this drop down box, there is also called segments. Now this is a pro feature. So what this allows you to do is have dynamic segmentation. So you want to automatically filter out a certain visitor database. You want to filter them out based on certain tags or certain lists. This will automatically do that, but we'll get into it when we explore the pro version of it. So the next important part of it is the email sending itself. So that is under campaigns, and campaigns, you have recurring campaigns, email sequences, and you can also save certain templates that you're going to reuse again and again. Okay, so recurring campaigns is a pro feature. In the basic version, you can only send, even the email sequences, you can't send them. The only thing that you can do is send a one-off campaign. So in the basic version of Fluent CRM, you can send one-off campaigns to your visitors or your subscribers or your customers. So let's create a first campaign. Let's say this is a general webinar invitation email that I'm going to send to all my subscribers as well as my clients. So let's say webinar invitation email. Okay, and let's create that campaign. And once I do that, this is the block-based email that you can form. Okay, so the first step is to compose your email, and there are multiple ways of doing this. So here is a simple box template. You can click on the plus icon and you can either add a heading, an image. If you browse all, you will see all the blocks that are available. So that's one way of doing this. So let me show you. Let's create a heading first, and let's say I will give the name here 5x sales funnel. Okay, then I'm going to click enter and I'm going to choose the next block. So this time I'm going to choose a paragraph block. Okay, and let's write some dummy text here. Lorem ipsum. Okay, I would like to let's say that is my text that I'm going to write. I'm going to click on plus again. Let's choose a block. This time I'm going to have a button here, and I can call the button register for webinar, and then on the button I can add the link to the button here. Okay, so if I click on the link, I can add the webinar invitation email or where I want them to come and register for the webinar. So that's how you use the block based email composer here. Once again, if you want to add, there are images, there are multiple blocks that you can see and you can add them. Okay, so that's one way of doing. The other way of doing is and this is the one that I usually use. They have a visual builder here as well. So I'm going to click on the visual builder now, but that's unfortunately available only in the Fluent CRM Pro. So I'm going to explore once I install Fluent CRM Pro. So once you do this, let's say you are happy with the block-based email that you've sent. Let's save it. And let's go on to the next step, which is writing the email subject line. So I'll keep it simple and I'll say 5x webinar invitation. Okay, that's the subject. I can write a pre-header here. I'm going to copy paste the same thing here, and if you want to set some custom name, email, you can do that. You can also add UTM parameters in order to track registers and see how much is it. You can also send yourself a test email and check whether the email is going. Okay, but make sure that you have the SMTP and the email service providers done first. And once you're done with this, let's go on to the next step, which is where you select the number of recipients. So what you do is it's going to ask you, who do you want to send this email to? You can either send to all available subscribers, or you can say, no, I only want this email to send to my paid customers. Or if you have other lists, you can also do that. Either you select a list, or you say, keep the list, all subscribers, but I want to send this email only to people who have this particular tag. So let's say I want to call all my first paid course clients who have purchased the first paid course, and I want to call them on this special webinar. So I select that particular tag associated with it, and then this email will only be sent to that particular client user base. Okay, so that's how you use the list and tag features of recipients. You can also have dynamic segment, but you don't have the pro version for it, and the advanced filter also. You can do advanced filtration, but you need the pro version of it. So once you're done with the selection, let's go to the next step. It's showing you what you have done. The subject, a quick preview of it. If you want, you can send yourself a test email once again, and once you're ready with it, you can send the emails, or you can schedule the emails, and you can select which date and time you want these emails to go. Okay, so that's how we use the campaign feature. And this, as you see, it's already available in the free version, so you don't need a MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, ConvertKit, or any other paid tool if you just are okay with sending a few emails by manually selecting your recipients. Okay, so that is the basic of Fluent CRM. Now I'm going to install the pro version, and let's quickly go over and explore what are the options available if you install the pro version. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into plugins, add new plugin, click on upload plugin. Now the pro version is not available in the WordPress repository, so make sure that you buy the pro version from the Fluent CRM website. Now if you click on the link below in this video, then it's an affiliate link. I'll get a small commission, but thank you very much for supporting. But if you do decide to buy, use the link below. So once installed, I'm going to activate Fluent CRM as well, and then I go to Fluent CRM, and you see I have a few extra options that is available here. So the recurring campaigns, which was not available, now I have that option here. Okay, so I can create a new recurring campaign. So let's say you have a webinar every week, and you do not want to create an email each time because you have the webinar on a specific day of the week. So let's say every Friday you have a webinar at 8 p.m. your time. So you can create a recurring webinar, and you can run this, and every time at the one day before your webinar, it's going to automatically send out the email. Then you have email sequences, where you can create a bunch of emails, and you can start that sequence out for some particular tag or for some particular list of customers. Okay, so that's what email sequences are, because in the basic version you can only do one-off emails, but when you have the pro version, you can create a sequence of emails that's going to be sent at a particular day or after one day. So let's see, look at that. Let's create our first email sequence. Let's give it, let's say this is your subscriber sequence. Okay, that anybody who subscribes to your website, you want to send them a series of 3, 4, 7, 10, 15, whatever number of emails. So let's do that. Let's take a look. It's asking you create your first email sequence. You want to write the subject name here. So let's say this is email number 1. That's what I'm going to send. You can write an email header, and it's asking you how many days delay. So let's say somebody has subscribed to your email, they have a particular tag, and you want to send that email immediately. You can also, so you can keep this at 0 days. Then you can start writing the email. Now, as I was saying, in the basic version, you only have access to the boxed or the block-based templates. Now with the pro version, you have the ability to use the visual builder. So let's click on the visual builder. They have a few templates already available. So I'm going to start from the standard template, and of course I can improvise from there. I'm going to click on the standard template. And as you see now, this is a completely different way of forming your email. I think it's much better than the block-based option here. So let's see here, they have this content tab here. That's a content block. Then they have this another content block where you have the ability to choose your font, your size. If you want to bold it, you can color it. and then you have this button, which in my opinion looks much more beautiful, and then there are some different options, so you can add the URL. So it's a much more beautiful interface. When you have the time, please go and explore this. I constantly use this, and I have found my own template, and once I do that, I can also save that email as a template. So if I click on this three dots here, it's going to give me the option to save this particular email as a template. You can form this email as a template, and then you can constantly reuse it next time. Just change out the content, but you can build out the header, the footer, what you want, and just change the content block, add an image, and then you're good to go. So I constantly use the visual builder instead of the block-based builder. So once you're happy with the email, let's save that. So that's my email number 1, and it goes off at 0 day. Okay, and I can send myself a test email just to check how it looks like. All right, so that's email number 1. Let's save that. Okay, email sequence is saved, and let's go back to the subscriber sequence here. So I have email number 1. Now I'm going to add another email to that. This time, let's say this is email number 2, and you need to add a delay. So this delay is from the previous email sent. So let's say email number 1 was sent immediately as soon as somebody signed up, and I want email number 2 to go 3 days after my first email. So I'm going to select this as 3 days. Once again, I can use the visual email builder. This time, let's say this is sales email. I'm going to use that, and I'm going to say save. And my second email is also ready. Then same way I can add multiple sequence emails. Okay, I can add it. And what I also recommend is when you create an email sequence, please test it on yourself. You can add a smaller time limit and test it on yourself and see if the emails are coming at the right sequence as you want it to be. Only after you've tested it, then make sure that you make it live and go out to your real subscribers or clients. Okay, so that's the email sequence. And as I was mentioning, email templates are, you can create pre-filled templates that you can reuse them later and later. So create a new template and just save one. It's very easy. Now, the next powerful part of Fluent CRM, the Pro version, is the automations tab. So once you click on automation, as you see here, I have created 2 automations here. So if I click on automation number 1, you will see that I've created an automation where somebody who buys a course of mine by paying me. So in this particular website demo, I'm using Fluent Forms to collect my payments. And if somebody purchases my course, I give them the tag FPC 1 month or 1 year, depending on whether they bought the 1 month access or the 1 year access. So this automation is checking if somebody has the tag 1 month or 1 Y. And if somebody has the tag 1 month, then it's checking a condition. And if the answer is yes, then I'm giving them a particular user role. Then I'm enrolling them to a Tutor LMS course because I'm using Tutor LMS as the learning management system. Then I'm waiting for 30 days. And after that, I'm removing the user role. So this way I control the 1 month access. So this automation feature is something that you will only find in the Pro version of it. And it's wonderful. They have a lot of integrations with various learning management systems, WooCommerce, Paid Memberships Pro, etc. So depending on your use case, you'll be able to find a lot of automation features here. Then as you see, it's a conditional logic base. So once the FPC 1 month, let's say the visitor doesn't have the 1 month tag, then it checks if they have the 1 year tag. If they have the 1 year tag, then once again it gives them a different user role. It enrolls them to the course, but this time it waits for 365 days before removing the user role. So by this way, I'm giving them 1 year of access to that particular course. Okay, so let's do one more thing. I'm going to click on automation, and I'm going to create a new automation just to show you what are the options available. So here I'm creating a new automation. Let's say you can give it a name. I'll say this is test automation. And it's asking you select the trigger for this automation. So when should this automation start? You can either start as soon as a contact is created, or if they are applied to a certain particular list, or if they are applied to a certain particular tag, if a tag is removed, if it's a birthday, or if it's a particular Fluent form that they've signed up. So you see there are multiple triggers. You can also have triggers. So I am using Tutor LMS here on this website, and it's automatically detecting it. So it's saying, okay, do you want to start this automation only when somebody is enrolled in a particular course? If that's the case, use this. Or if somebody completes a particular course. So let's say you have a course and a student completes your course. You can then use that as a trigger and then send them a thank you email or a congratulations email saying that, hey, you completed this course. Here is what I want to give you. Since you like this course, here's a 15% discount on my next advanced course. So you can use this to multiple ways. Then you can also have completes a lesson as a trigger. You also have the option to do WordPress triggers. If a new user signs up or if a user logs in, you can use those triggers in. So I'm going to say, okay, let's say this tag is applied. That's going to be my trigger, and it's asking me, okay, what is the tag? So let's say in this case, I'm saying if somebody has the SPC 1 month, second paid course, 1 month or the 1 year, then I want this automation to start. And I want this automation to start multiple times, which means if somebody restarts this or buys the course one more time, then I want this automation to start one more time. If you don't want to do that, keep it unchecked. So save the settings here. So that is the trigger. Let's click on the plus here. And it's asking here, if you hover over the plus, it's asking, do you want to add an action or do you want to add a conditional action? So I want to add a conditional action here. So the conditional action is, I'm going to check. So I want to label, I want to check if the particular user has the 1 month access course. And then I'm going to match this condition, and I'm going to go to contact segments here, and I'm going to say tags, and I'm going to say if the tag is SPC1M, then that's the condition that's going to be checked here. And if the tag is 1 month, if it's yes, I want to first of all immediately, you can do these actions now. So I want to immediately first of all enroll them to a particular course, and I'm going to enroll them to the course called second paid course. Okay, so it's asking you, there are some multiple options. I recommend do not enroll to the course if not, so you can select depending on your use case, but I'll keep it. And it's this part where default WordPress welcome email is checked. I want to remove that. I don't want to send the default WordPress emails. I'm going to save that setting. I'm also going to give it a unique label so that I know when I watch this automation. So enroll to second paid course, I save that setting. And since it's a 1 month access, what I'm going to also do is I want to give each of my users also a unique user role. Okay, so I'm going to change a user role here. I'm going to say SPC 1 month is the user role I want to give, and it's telling, do you want to replace the user role? I say no, don't replace it. It's going to be added. It's going to be appended to the existing user roles, and I'm going to save that settings as well. Then I'm going to add a delay, because since this is a 1 month course, now I don't see an option for months here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give them 31 days of access. Now I know that there are few months where there's only 28 days, 29 days, but be generous. I'm going to give them 31 days of access, and I'm going to say wait 31 days. That's the next thing. And once they are done, I am going to remove them from the course, second paid course. So somebody who has bought the 1 month access, immediately they get access to that course. Then I'm giving them that special user role. I'm going to wait for 31 days, and then I'm going to remove them from the course. This way, this automation is going to ensure that everything works like clockwork. Anybody who purchases a course gets the access immediately. Then depending on what duration they purchased, they're going to go. So this is the same way you can next do that, and I'll do this quickly. So I'm going to check, first of all, I should hover, I should check a conditional action, and this time I'm checking for second paid course 1 year condition. I'm going to go to contact segments, tags, and includes, and this time I'm checking if they have the 1 year access to it. So I save the setting. If the answer is yes, I'm going to immediately come and enroll them to the course, the second paid course. I'm not going to send them the default email. I save the setting. Then I come down here and I give them a new user role. I'm not going to replace it. I'm going to add the user role to the existing. Then this time I'm going to wait for 365 days. I know there's a leap year, so if you want, you can wait 366 days also. 366 days, save the settings, and then after 366 days, remove them from the course, second paid course. And once this automation is ready, you're happy with all the steps that you wanted, come here and click on this from draft. It'll turn to published. Okay, and that's how you use the automation feature. Now this was a quick demonstration, and what I showed you is exactly what I use within my own courses. So I have multiple courses, I have bundles of courses. So and I use Fluent Forms on my website and also on our client websites to collect payments as well. So when somebody completes a purchase, I give them the necessary user roles, the necessary tags, and access to those courses are given using Fluent CRM. And this automation feature is only available in the Pro version. So that is how Fluent CRM, the basic and the Pro version works. The basic versions has limited optionality, but you can still have unlimited lists, unlimited tags, and you can send as many one-off campaigns as you want. But if you would like the power of automation, sending email sequences, and then also creating these powerful automations where you can give them access to roles, integrating between the various plugins that you have, then I highly recommend get the Fluent CRM Pro. It's much affordable compared to paid versions of SaaS like MailChimp or ConvertKit or ActiveCampaign, etc. And it still gets the job done much better way. It's very powerful and it resides within your own server, so you have full control of all the data that you have. So I hope you like this tutorial. If you liked, please give it a like, subscribe to this channel, and if you want us to help you with your course funnel or your coaching based funnel, check out our website and get in touch with us. I'll see you in the next one. My name is Sriram. I'm the founder and CEO of 5x Sales Funnel.